Okay, hello everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm so excited that you guys are taking time out of your weekend to hang out with us and to learn some new things that are going to help your business. I know that we don't have a lot of other options, but you could easily be watching Netflix. So I'm glad that you are here. If you don't know who I am, my name is Courtney Wazalowski. I am a soon-to-be VIP Triple Diamond, and I'm so excited. And I'm so excited to bring to you Ricky. I saw her story on a Diamond and Up Zoom, and I was like, girl, I need you on my Zoom. I stalked her. I found her on Instagram, and I was like, hi, you don't know who I am, but please be on my Zoom. And she said yes. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, Ricky. If you could go ahead and share your story, and then we'll go right into questions.
Sure. Hi, guys. So my name is Ricky, and I am currently Double Diamond with the company. And I started back in September this last year. So kind of late September, but what's crazy and noticeable about my story, and if you've heard it, that's probably what you'll know, is that only a year and a half ago, I finished chemotherapy. Hello, fake hair. And my fiance and I were living in a camping trailer at the time. So my life medically and before this business was a whirlwind. A year ago today actually is really significant, and I realized this after we talked, but I was in the ICU a year ago today, even after my battle with cancer, literally fighting for my life. And that was kind of my breaking point. Was it only took a matter of 3 months for us to lose everything. Like 2 college educated people lost everything and lived in a camping trailer just to live, to make it through chemo. And then all of that happened, and I was like, this cycle cannot continue. Like, my 9 to 5 clearly is not stable. I was a dental assistant. I went to college. I did what I was supposed to do. And again, like, the cards I was given just weren't lining up, and I got desperate. Like, I was the one that rolled my eyes at this and was like, that would never work for me. I was not popular in high school, like, didn't have a bunch of friends. I moved a lot. I have all but maybe, you guys, like 3 family members that are even around or that talk to me. So the cards were stacked against me, and I honestly made one final cry for help on Facebook, finally opening up about what my fiance and I went through, because we had almost no one. I had almost every person turn their back on me during chemotherapy, and we struggled so hard that I was finally like, I'll just make a cry out for help, for a friend, for someone to listen. And that's when my enroller reached out to me, and she was like, would $400 a month like help you? $200 a month, like, you need to do this. And I was just kind of like, you know what, to be honest, like $400 a month would change my life, because it would be the difference between living paycheck to paycheck and having some type of cushion if the inevitable, what I felt was inevitable, would happen and I'd get sick again. So I was like, gosh, that would help my fiance and I a lot. And at this point, I have nothing to lose. So that's when I started the business. It took me 3 months to go Ruby. You know, it was a little bit of a slow roll for me. But then what people usually hear on the Diamond and Above calls is my later, greater success story of I went Ruby to Diamond in 1 month, coming back from conference, and then Double Diamond the next month. So Ruby to Double Diamond in 2 months, and that's what brought me here. So that's just a little bit about my story.
Oh my gosh, I love your story so much for so many reasons, because my fiance said something to me yesterday that kind of relates to what's going on right now. Is what he said to me. He said, sometimes the worst things in your life can bring you the best things. And what's funny, what he was talking about is we were supposed to get married at the end of May. We can no longer get married. And it's so crazy, the momentum that our team has right now. I would not want to be on a honeymoon at the end of this month. I would have been gone out of the country with no internet service. And when my wedding got canceled, I was devastated. And now I'm so glad in a way that it is. And it's kind of the same thing. Not that you're glad you got cancer, obviously, but you hit the breaking point. And then now you're like, all right, now you're going on the up and up, and your story just blows my mind. And I think it's so funny that you said, you're like, took me a little bit slower to go Ruby. It took me 2 years to go Ruby. 2 years. So 3 months is not slow. I would have killed for 3 months. But thank you so much for being vulnerable with your story and just sharing, because so many people feel like they aren't good enough for whatever reason. Whether it's, like you said, you weren't popular in high school, or you don't have a lot of friends, or you didn't have family that would support you, or XYZ, and they count themselves out, and you don't need to. There's no specific mold of the people that can be successful in this company. It's just the work ethic. That's what's going to get you there. Okay, so what was your mindset like that took you from Ruby to Double in 2 months?
Okay, so conference was really big for me. There was a really big shift there. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm like red as all red, but I'm red off of survival mode, you guys. Like, I'm yellow in life. I just wanted to help all the people. But we got to conference and he dropped those bonuses and I was like, holy cow, I can literally erase what cancer did to us. Like, I have the chance to literally erase that. I can make up for it. It can be like it never happened financially. And I mean, that set me on fire. I called my fiance from conference and I was like, I'm going to change our lives. Cause I was like, it's not like winning the lottery. It's not like he was like, everybody work hard and I'm just going to pick one of you. Who's the lucky one? Because if that was going to be the case, you can count me out. My luck is not there. But basically all he was saying was, you do what you're supposed to do anyway. And I'm going to pay you a mass amount of money for it. And I was like, say no more. Tell me to jump. How high? So if you're not super money driven in that way, maybe your why is different, but mine was survival mode. I did not want to go back to my 9-to-5 job. I had a little taste of controlling my own income and my own time, and I never wanted to go back. And I knew if I didn't want to go back, that diamond was going to be the rank to be that, because that's most people's, at least most of the way, full-time income. So that's what I wanted, and that's just set me on that path for that month.
Yeah, diamond is that rank where you're like, holy crap, I'm making more than I made at my full-time job, or about as much as I made at my full-time job. It's when lives truly change. So you guys drop a 1 in the chat if you want control over your time. If you're like, I'm sick of having someone else control my time, my money, my worth, my everything. You are worth so much more. I tell my team all the time, you are worth more than the life you're living. I'm worth more than the life I'm living. You don't need to stay where you are. You are worthy of so much more, but you have to go out and get it. What I want to ask you right now, for all of those that are on, that someone asked me one day and I was like, oh, that was a slap in the face. Do you work every day like Mark could fire you? Because I know before I heard that question, I did not. And I still have days where I don't. But I'm like, man, if Mark was at my apartment every day, would he fire me? Like, when I think of that, I'm like, oh, shoot, one host to post per week is not going to get me what I need to do. So, guys, just be accountable to yourself. Know what you want. Know why you want that. And then run. But I'm telling you, you guys, you need to know what you're working for. You need to know what it is you're going for. And if you don't know exactly why you need that money, what are you running from? For me, I was running from feeling like I had no control over my time and my life was just slipping away. That I was like, holy crap, years have gone by. This is not the life I wanted to live. What are you, like, why are you doing this? What is pushing you? Okay, sorry, I get on like these preachy modes and I'm like preaching in the choir and then I'm like, not what we're here for. Okay, so a lot of people have trouble with signing up distributors because they look at a diamond chart and they're like, I don't even know this many people. What the heck am I going to do? Where are these people going to come from? So how do you find most of your distributors and what are your tips for that?
Okay, so this is the question I get asked probably most. And because I have made it DT signing like my specialty, I'm like, my jam, let's do it. I don't do anything that you're like, that's super special. 1, I do more. And 2, I look in places that other people don't look. And let me break that down for you. There are so many people on your Facebook right now. Hold on, sorry guys, one second.
I won't let you unmute. Oh gosh, hold on. There we go.
Okay, my puppy wanted to join in.
Of course.
There are so many people on your Facebook right now that are me, okay, that are college educated, that maybe like you don't want to reach out to because clearly they have it all together. that are constantly putting out cries for help, I find those people. Of course, I do distributor host to post, and that gets me a lot. And I have an influencer application on my Instagram, and I jumped on TikTok, and I do the things other people are doing. And that's going to assign you an X amount of distributors. But if you're trying to double promote like I was in 1 month, you need more. And so I was trying to find the other people that people weren't looking for. Like if somebody's constantly on their Facebook saying, oh my gosh, I just got slammed with the biggest vet bill, or oh no, had to take Timmy to the doctor today, and our insurance is being so frustrating. All of that says to me is you're struggling financially, because let me tell you this, if someone's not, they don't even mention that on Facebook. It's like a blip in their mind. When you're not struggling, you won't complain about it. So if I see something like that, I reach out to those people in a message. I'll be like, hey girl, like I was going to comment on your post, but I just saw that like you just got slammed with that vet bill or whatever it may be. Like I totally remember when that like was a struggle for me. Oh my gosh. Like before I did what I did, it felt like every week I was hit with something, and I leave it like that. All that says to them, and usually what they ask is, what do you mean before you did what? You don't struggle with money anymore? Like that used to be a problem for you. Now they're asking me about the business. I didn't invite them. I didn't say, come join my team. I just dropped a little Easter egg in there, and I'm connecting with them about that. Now they're going to open up and be willing to go forward in that conversation. They're like, well, what business? I'm like, oh, well, I can tell you about what I do. Like, do you mind if we chat? So now I'm not being aggressive. So please don't feel like you have to aggressively cold message people being like, join my team. Do you want this? Do you want to sign up? You don't. You have to just put that care behind it. And like I said, I'm red as all red. When you throw a dollar sign, you tell me how to get to point A to point B, I'll do it. But you have to connect with those people, because those people like me are out there, and they're not the ones commenting on host to post, because I wouldn't have before. So that's how I go above and beyond to try to sign distributors.
I love that, because everybody has those people that you see they're struggling, but you're afraid to reach out because you don't want to offend them. But your message doesn't need to be offensive. It can be just like what Ricky said and be like, girl, I remember those days. I hated struggling like that. I just wanted you to know you're in my thoughts. Leave that little thing that says like, hey, I used to be like that before I started doing what I do. And first off, that's going to let their guard down, because they don't feel like you're attacking them, because you're like, girl, I've been there. I've been where you are. I've had those struggles. That lets them be like, okay, she's not judging me. She's not hating me. She's not like whatever. You're just relating to them. And then they're coming to you, and the conversation is going to flow so much easier, instead of you feeling like, hey, I saw you were needing money. Can I tell you more about what I do? Because I'm a distributor and I make this much money and this and this and this and that and that. And then they're going to be like, what the heck just happened? Like, no thanks. They just feel attacked. So you have to be like, just love on people. Just like relate to them. Nobody wants to know that you make $5,000 a month and you've earned this much in bonuses. They don't care. When they have 24 cents in their bank account, they don't care how much money you have. They don't care how much money you've made. They just want hope. Okay? And if people, don't be afraid to talk to people that you think don't have money, because guess what? You can help them pre-sell samples, and they can start for $0 out of pocket. If you're not working that route, you are missing out. Straight up. Like, do not do that. I had a girl that I helped her, Caitlin, I don't know if you're on, I helped her sign her sample. She signed like 7 customers in 2 days after she started, because she already was ready to work. She knew that it took work. Okay, so we're going to switch the order of questions that I sent you, so I'm sorry. How do you train your new distributors?
I go an exhausting route at first, and it pays off for me long run. So I tell them to send me screenshots of every message and comment they send someone. I would rather you blow up my phone for the first 2 weeks than to think you're fine, and a month down the line, we've done nothing, you're frustrated, and now you want to quit. So does it keep me up a lot of nights? Yes, it does. But then they're my best leaders, because they are duplicating me. The way you train a new distributor is you duplicate you. If I can clone me and make a million little me's, that would solve a lot of my problems. But I give that attention because that's what I needed. I would rather let me close the sales for you, you guys. Like, be there for your people. Is it going to be time consuming? Yes. But here's the other thing. I do my work in the morning. I do my power hour first thing in the morning. So I get up, I work out, do whatever I'm going to do. I do my power hour. I tell my team, look, I can't be there for you until 10 a.m., but that's so that past 10 a.m., I'm all yours. Like, I can respond to my messages throughout the day, but I can actually be there, and it doesn't frustrate me to get bombarded with messages because that's all I'm doing. I've done my tasks before. So I'm very hands-on. I try to take them as much as possible through everything. I do newbie Zooms every month. Like today, I just did one this morning for my people on how, like, eSuite just rolled over. And I had some people start at, a week away from the end of last month, and they're like, where did all my customers go? Everything says 0. I always do trainings like that, and I'm very hands-on. And if I'm not the one personally training them, I'm still available to whoever on my team is training someone. Still send me screenshots. Now you're learning how to be a leader. So if you've signed customers and you've signed a distributor, you know how to duplicate it. Whether you think you do or you don't, you are a leader and you can do it. Just offer to give them the answers until they feel comfortable. Then I tell my team after like a week, now instead of coming to me for the script, come to me with, hey, Ricky, I'm thinking about saying this. What do you think? Because now you have to start thinking for yourself, but I'm there to catch you or edit you. And then we move on from there.
I love that so much. And it's just letting, because so many times people start, they get so overwhelmed and they're like, holy crap, I don't know anything about the products. I don't know anything about how much they are or about any of these things. So when they know that you're there to catch them, they're okay. They take a deep breath. You guys, it's so important when working with a new distributor to get them their first win quick. Whether that's just getting up your first hosted post, shout it out hard in the team chat and be like, oh my God, this girl just got her first hosted post. Like, that's awesome. Or like, get them their first customer. Like, make it happen quick so that they can feel like, oh my God, I'm doing something right. Because it's like if you got a brand new job, you got hired at Target, and you got trained for like all of 0.2 seconds, and then you're like, I don't know what, I don't, am I doing it right? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know what's going, like, I don't know. Like, you don't want your people to be like, I don't even know what's happening, I'm out. Like, people, if they don't feel comfortable in what they're doing, they're gone, like, real quick. So give them those scripts, give them all of the tools that you need, but then let them know, hey, this is a game like ball, like, I'll throw it to you, I need to hear back from you. I'm not gonna come chase you down to help you make money. If you wanna make money, you come to me, you let me know you're ready. So my biggest thing that I want to say to you guys, because a lot of times when I first was starting signing distributors, I felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. Put a 2 in the chat if you are terrified to sign a distributor because you don't know how the heck to train them. Be honest. I was terrified. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I can teach them how to succeed. I don't know if I'm everything they need. All of those things, okay? There are people, including myself, who their enroller quit very quickly after. And I learned everything I knew from YouTube, and I reached way up to the uplines, okay? If people want it bad enough, they will figure it out. Point blank, end of story. You do not need to be a perfect person, a perfect leader, a perfect distributor to sign a distributor and get them going, okay? You just need to be willing to try. So, okay, where are most of your customers come from?
Host to post, for sure. Like, hands down, for sure. Of course, I do polls on my story, and I like, overall, you guys, there's a reason that a task list is there and that we do all the other things. The reason host to post work is most of the time those people are going to come check your page out, and the rest of it needs to be in place for them to decide you're someone they're going to trust. There is a reason behind all that, but the action comes from host to post. So make sure you're doing the other things, but at the end of the day, host to post. It's like 90% of my customers, never even met them. Most of them are out of state. And that's why when someone new comes to me and they're like, well, I don't have any family or friends. I'm like, sister, neither did I. I even told my enroller, don't you make me talk to my family and friends, because I'm not gonna. They're not gonna do it. I was like, nope. And now I can confidently tell them, trust me, your customers aren't even on your friends list yet. I'm gonna teach you what to do. And you get host to post up. If you didn't sign the amount of customers you wanted that day, get more up. There are some days where I get 2 hosts to post up and I get 20 comments and I'm like, hallelujah, amen. There are other days where I have 30 hosts to post up, there's 1 comment, and I have to do everything else to do it. It's a numbers game. Some people's friends list aren't active. You know how we have to interact to boost our algorithms? Other people don't know that. So just because they posted for you doesn't mean they have an active friends list that's seeing their posts. It's not you. It's not the post, because most posts work for most people. It's the algorithm. And some days you just have to do more. As annoying as it is, you send the extra 10 messages. You get the 20 hosts to post up instead of 10 that day, whatever that takes, but that's how I get it. And then I use scripts and I upsell. And I'm going to shake your mind on this one a little bit when it comes to customer mindset. And I'm sure we'll get into this, but I needed a lot of volume to go from ruby to diamond. You're not going to do that selling bottles of Thermophytex. Okay, I would rather deal with 10 large volume customers that are going to see results because they're on a proper regimen than 30 TFX customers who 90% of them are going to come to me the first week and be like, I didn't lose 10 pounds. What the heck? So knowing how to script things right and what to recommend and going for your ideal customer is how you close them, but how you find them, host to post, and making sure that you're branded right the rest of the way.
And you guys, for those that are thinking, oh, well, I tried host to post, it doesn't work for me, you need to get up more than 2 a day, and you need to do it more than once a week, okay? Getting up 10 host to post one day and then waiting 2 more weeks to do it is not going to get you the customers you need. And don't host to post just for your number, host to post for your results. Because every single leader will tell you, I don't care if I get up 40 host to posts in a day. If there's crickets happening, I'm going to get up more. But if I got up 5 and they're all blowing up and my inbox is flowing, I'm good. You guys, if you are sitting there and you're like, I have nobody to answer to, I have no follow-ups, you're not doing enough. Point blank, end of story, do more. Guys, if this is your first training with me, I apologize. I'm a super strong red. I'm going to hit you where it hurts. I'm going to poke you in all your little buttons where you're like, oh, don't tell me that. I'm going to tell you that. Because so many times people are like, oh, I can't do it. No, you're not doing enough. That's all it is. You just have to do more. You have to talk to more people. You're not signing enough customers. How many people did you talk to? Well, if you talk to 10 people in a month, you're not going to sign 400 customers that you think you got it, like that you wanted. You didn't deserve it, point blank. Okay, so
really quick before you move on, I just want to tell you guys one thing.
Yeah.
I made my team drop charts that showed how many messages they sent in a day, how many host posts they had up, all of that. And I dropped mine too. I said, we're all going to drop them tonight. Don't you come to me telling me you're not getting anything if your numbers don't match mine. We dropped the charts, not one person's numbers. It was about half. From that day forward, everyone was like, maybe I'm not doing a full day's work. And the minute they started matching the numbers, they started matching my results.
Love that. Okay, so first off, someone said, how often do you host a post for distributors?
Depends on what I'm focusing on. Like right now, I'm going triple and I need like 8 boxes. So if my focus at the beginning of this month is like, I want a box first, I'm probably going to make 2 out of 3 of my host to post for distributors. If I'm pushing more for volume, I'm going to do that. And I'm also specific on who I give it to. If I see someone on my friends list that's going to put up a post for me and I want them as a distributor, I give them a distributor host to post because I want it in their mind without having to ask. And chances are, birds of a feather flock together. Someone on their friends list is going to be someone I want too. So that's how I would make the choice. But I would just say it depends on what you're focusing on.
Love that. Okay, what has been your best host to post?
Let me see. I can read it to you if you want.
Guys, before we do this, I'm just going to tell you, there's no secret host to post that works magical. There's no secret emoji that you put that automatically makes 400 people comment. Because guess what? 3 out of 5 host posts are probably going to get nothing. That's like when people tell me that, oh my God, a host post got no comments. Great. A lot of mine do too, but then I have random ones that get 40 comments, and that makes up for all the others that got 0. So, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. So I just started doing one again. Like you said, this doesn't mean this one gets comments every time. There are plenty of dead ones. But I use wording like, who has 20 plus pounds to lose? My friend Ricky needs 5 or more people ASAP to do product models for a huge discount. Keep in mind, I did not mention anything about what product it is. I like that because I want you to come to me with how many pounds you want to lose. I want to recommend the product. I'm not putting in their mind that it's only going to be a tablet or it's only going to be coffee, because then they might be frustrated when I'm upselling them. So I use more general words of how many pounds you want to lose, needing product models, huge discount, so that they don't come in with an expectation of only doing something. Not that that gets so much more comments, but the turnover, like closing the deal, is better, and the amount of volume is better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, love that. So what are your like best tips for someone that's scared to upsell? What would you tell them?
Let's see. If someone's scared to upsell, I was this person. I didn't want to make them mad. And when you're first starting out, you're like, I just want to close the sale. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to regret that if you're just trying to get them to buy something, because they're not going to get the results they want. You guys, just someone needs to lose 60 pounds. TFX ain't going to do it by itself. And I can say that because that was me. I've lost 27 pounds in 90 days with our company because I was on a full regimen. So I know it's scary to upsell, but go back to what I said before. If that's another no, that's another no. They were going to be a complicated customer anyway. And there's plenty of people out there who it takes me one recommendation explaining it how I do. And I'm like, cool, that'll be $154. And they're like, cool, sign me up. There are plenty of people out there. If they want the results, and that's who you want as a customer, you want happy customers who see results, you have to upsell and come from a place of, that's what they need. If someone says that to me, I'm like, if this really isn't in your budget, I understand. We can start with this. It's in my heart to recommend what you need for what you're wanting in your goal. So just understand, if we drop down, it may be a little slower. And I'm honest, just like a consultant or like whatever, pretend it wasn't commission. What would you recommend your friend? You'd recommend what was right for them.
Yeah, it's so true, you guys. I had someone that she came to me, she wanted to lose like 150 pounds. And if I told her that TFX was enough for her, that would be doing her a disservice. And guess what? After 90 days, she would have canceled and would have been really freaking mad at me because she wouldn't have lost 150 pounds. Okay? Be honest with people about what they need and ask them, hey, what do you struggle with? What are your eating habits? If someone tells you, hey, I eat a ton of carbs, guess what? They need carb control. It is what it is. Like, don't be afraid to tell them that they need 6 products. I had someone that her total was like $237 or something, and she was like, oh my God, that's so cheap. Awesome. Okay, but what if I would have just given her a $36 cleanse? You have to get them what they want. Because it's like if you went somewhere and you wanted something and they were like, but I don't know if she can, I don't know if she have enough money for what she really wants. We're going to give her something that'll like satisfy her. No, you give them what they want. Okay, so do you have any specific like verbiage that you feel like helps you upsell? Anything like that type of way that you feel like works really well for you?
I do. It's my like magic 118 volume order. Everyone always asks for the script, and I'm happy to send it to you and you can share it with you will after. But I do a thorough consultation, just like you were saying. So when somebody messages me off of post to post, I'm like, hey, just responding to your comment. Like, I'm so excited to help you. How many pounds are you looking to lose? They tell me. Then I say, great, I can definitely help you with that. Tell me a little about yourself. Do you exercise daily? Do you struggle with carbs? Do you drink coffee or tea daily? Do you struggle eating veggies? Blah, blah, blah. This is a consultation. And also it tells them I'm actually asking and recommending what's personal to them. And that's, again, why I stay away from only doing host to post that are like, if you want the tablets or if you want the coffee, that's not going to be for everyone. You're cutting out a lot of your potential customers. So I do that. Then based on what they tell me, I say, okay, so based on what you're telling me, this is what I feel you need. You drink coffee daily, so I'm going to swap out your daily coffee. It's already in your routine. This is such an easy switch, and ours is going to do X, Y, and Z. You also mentioned that you struggle with veggies. Like, I drink our mocha as a fat burning mocha. Like, I'm going to just add our chocolate superfoods into your coffee, and your veggies are going to be handled in your daily cup of coffee. Whatever. That's already 2 products, and they're only doing 1 action. Now I'm making their life easier. And then I'm like, so all you're going to do is drink my coffee. That's 2 products. And then you mentioned that you're going to try to start exercising. I want you to be rewarded for those, efforts you're going to be having. And my TFX, my tablet, is going to help you burn 2 times the calories. It's going to help with those carb cravings, because I know when we're trying to eat better, like, gosh darn, those cravings just come at us with a force. I used to struggle with that. This is what I do daily. That's going to target X, Y, and Z. All you've done is answered what they told you they struggle with and need. So that's how I go about upselling. And you can pair products like that. You're going to have my skinny mocha. It's my coffee, and you're going to add a scoop of my chocolate superfoods. They don't know any different. To me, that just goes together. And then I say, and usually this whole regimen is this much, but right now with my 90-day challenge, it's this much.
Love that. You guys, so many people are scared to give big prices. When they have big goals, TFX isn't going to do it. Okay? It's okay to give them multiple things. And don't be nervous about mentioning the 90-day challenge. Okay? There's no weight loss program you will find that's going to say 30-day fix, done. Not going to happen. 90 days minimum. It's going to give you in a good routine. You guys, our company is very smart. We do the 90-day challenge not to lock them in for 3 months, but because 90 days is going to give them a good result. Okay? 90 days is going to get them in a good routine. Cool. So, yes, if you could share that script, people are blowing me up. If you want to send it to me on Instagram, I'll put it in the chat right away.
Sure.
But does anyone else, we have a couple more questions that I want to get through, but if you guys have any other questions for her, let me know in the chat. But what did you do? How did you talk to your team, pump them up for the run that you were going on? And also, the other thing I want to say, did you have in January when you were all right, I'm Ruby, did you have a super strong team that you were all right, y'all, we're all going diamond, you guys got this? Did you have a great team that you were already set up, or did you have to find the right people?
Well, both. I predetermined, which was the benefit of being Ruby for a couple months, who I was going to help, because I was not going to box someone for Emerald who was then going to quit on me. So I'm all for giving favors. My diamond to my double diamond is actually my best friend. I got her in the business. I've given her a lot of distributors, but she works her booty off for customers. And I know she's running. I make strategic moves. So yes, I needed a couple distributors still. I was not boxed for diamond. I had to make a very clear choice, and I ask them, you guys, even my newbies now, when they come in, I do my one-on-one call, and I'm like, hey, what do you want from this? Because I can get you where you want to go. Do you want me to drive you? Because I can get you from point A to point B very quickly. But if that's not what you want, that's not what I want for you. And there's not pressure from me. I run with who wants to run, and I'll nurture who wants to be nurtured. Ask them. Don't be afraid to ask. You don't have to be, there doesn't have to be pressure behind it. You just want to know. Because if somebody's telling me, yes, Ricky, I'll do whatever you want to do. I'll do this morning, day, and night. Please just help me. I'm probably going to gift them a couple of distributors. I'll help them get where they want to go. So decide and don't turn your back on it. Make that choice and be that is what it is this month. I'm putting boxes there. That's where volume's going. And then if you need to adjust later, you adjust later. But I asked them who was ready to run. And then those people I ran with, and I made sure that I was talking to them daily. I put my quote unquote promoters in a separate chat where we did drop those accountability charts every night to make sure their numbers were matching my numbers, where I gave them a couple extra Zooms with me, more personal attention. Not to say I didn't still help the rest of my team. I did. I just wasn't pushing on them, because if they don't want to be pushed, that's going to do the opposite. So just knowing who it is, asking, and then giving those people your enthusiasm with it.
I love that you said that you put your promoters in a chat and you all shared your thing, because you don't want to be the boss that's so how many messages did you send today? What did you do?
Yeah.
Be accountable with them and be hey, here's what I did today. And then be okay with them knowing that, because guess what? That's also going to hold you accountable. That's going to hold you to a point. I literally did this with a couple girls on my team that they want to go diamond. So I was like, well, shoot, if I gave them this checklist, I got to do this checklist too. And literally today, Matthew wanted to do something. I was like, oh, I got to work on my diamond checklist. Like, don't bother me. Like, hold yourself accountable too. It's okay for your team to know what you're doing. It's okay for your team to see, hey, I sent out 400 messages today. That's what it took. Maybe tomorrow it'll take 20. It's okay. All right, cool. What would you give, like, what's your best advice to somebody who just joined the business?
Don't stop yourself in the struggle mentality you're in. And we understand, I did not see diamond when I started. If you would have told me I'd be making what I make now, doing what I'm doing, I would have cried. Honestly, you guys, I would have cried, because that's like a sick joke to someone who's really struggling. And we get that you don't see that, but don't say no to it before it happens. Like, when I was trying to go ruby to diamond in 1 month, I asked my uplines, is this even possible? Do people even enroll that much? They whether they were faking it or not, we're like, oh yeah, girl, all the time, not a problem. Like, borrow somebody else's faith. We are not all here because it doesn't work. Like, I'm telling you guys right now, my life would not be what it is right now if this doesn't work. There's too many people in this making money and buying homes and having babies and buying cars that they wouldn't otherwise have. And there's nothing special about me that you don't have. Like, nothing. The cards were stacked against me. So whatever you came from in this, the only thing separating you is time and doing what we're doing. The majority of us, every leader has their own style and leads differently. But there is a common formula, and that's why this is duplicatable. So do the steps, even when you're like, oh, self-development, like, well, I don't want to journal, or I don't want to do extra host to post. I can do it this way. There's a reason we do what we do, and God doesn't pick favorites like that. He's not like, Ricky gets to be blessed and you don't. Trust me, that's not how it is. But you have to do the work. It's just like a 9-to-5 job in that you have to clock in to see the results. But you get to do it on your own time. And I promise you, borrow my faith, when you get a taste of what this business will do for you, you will never want to go back. The feeling of nobody being able to tell you what you're worth per hour and what you deserve is the best feeling in the world. And I would stay up, when I promoted how I did, I took 0 days off for 3 months. I would do it 2 more years straight to have what I have now compared to where I was. So borrow someone's faith and understand, like, everybody at the top started on day 1 scared and not knowing what they were doing.
Yeah, that's so dang true. And you guys, if you're brand new, I want you to know it is totally normal for in the beginning to feel like you're doing a whole lot of work for not that much money. Okay? It's normal. So I've had some people that are like, I feel like I'm doing so many things, and like my paycheck was $100. And I'm like, okay, well, first, that's $100 more than you had. And second, if you duplicate that for 3 more months, that 100 can turn into 2,000 or 5,000. And when you continue to duplicate yourself over and over and over and do the things over and over and over every single day, whether you want to or not, you will wake up one day and say, holy crap, I have all the things I used to pray for. Literally, Matthew and I went on a walk yesterday, and I almost started crying. I was like, babe, we are literally living the life that I prayed so hard for. I prayed so hard for the freedom. I prayed so hard to not be drowning in credit card debt. Y'all, credit cards suck, okay? You buy all this stuff, and then you pay it off, and you're like, I don't even know what I paid for. Like, what am I even paying for? It is worth it. The long days, the messages where people are mean, it's all worth it. You will one day wake up and say, holy crap, I'm living my dream life. Holy crap, I'm not worried about money anymore. Holy crap, I can help people. I'm not worried about, I need to buy the cheapest bread possible. I can buy all my groceries and see I'm struggling. I'm going to be like, hey, can I pay for your groceries? Because you can. Because you worked hard. Because your life is now different than it used to be. And your life can too. There's nothing special about any leader you see. They just worked hard, consistently. So show up every single day, no matter if you want to or not. Show up every single day, whether people are mean to you or whether people are answering or whether people are buying or whether you're getting nothing. Show up and do the things every single day. And one day you will wake up and say, holy crap, I made it. Now where do I go? And then you dream bigger dreams that you didn't think you ever could dream of. Because y'all looking at a triple diamond paycheck, I'm like, what do you do with that much money? What do you do? I'll figure it out. Don't you worry. I'll figure it out. I can spend money. I'm good at that. But okay. Two more things. What advice would you give to someone who's wanting to promote from Ruby or distributor or whatever to double real quick?
I'm going to tell you that you're going to be tired and you're going to cry. Like, I'm not going to paint a pretty picture for you. I cried a lot to my fiance because usually if you're wanting that, there's a big reason and there's a lot on the line. But you guys, it really is. If I told you right now, hey, you know, come over to my house. You live across state, cool. I'm going to need you to drive to my house and you're going to have to pull all-nighters. I'm going to need you to prove to me that you didn't sleep. You can only sleep 3 hours. I could give you this laundry list, but when you get here, I'm going to give you $20,000 cash. You'd be like, sign me up, not a problem. You know you would, because it would be guaranteed. This business is guaranteed. Like, all you have to do is more of what you already do. It is guaranteed. I'm telling you that. And if it means no days off, you guys, I get it. I'm not a mom, and I have girls on my team that are, but there's so many moms in this that do that. My best friend's a mom. You know what she does? She gets up at 5:30 a.m. to do her task because she knows if she doesn't beat her son up, you know, waking up in the morning, that it's not going to get done. If you work a 9-to-5 job, guess what? It's going to suck really bad, working an extra however many hours, and you're exhausted. But you're doing it so that you can finally tip the scale the other way. It's exhausting. You're doing double time. You want to double promote? It's double time. It's a lot of work. I woke up earlier. I stayed up later. But I told myself someone is literally handing it to me. All I have to do is do the work. And I said to my fiance that month when I had to go from Ruby to Diamond, I don't care if I have to go stand on the street corner like a lemonade stand and beg people to buy this. I'll blitz every car in town. I promise you, if you want it bad enough, you'll do the work. And if that's not your case, that's okay. Like, there are plenty of people who are fine with doing it at a different pace, but you will get to a point in this business where you're ready for that change and to never look back. It's going to take that. It's going to be exhausting. And then you never have to look back again.
Yeah, you guys, it's going to take sacrifice. You can't look at a promotion and be like, well, I'll just like wake up there. Like, no one has ever promoted to Diamond and been like, oh my God, my E-Suite says Diamond. Like, that was so cool. I don't even know what happened.
I wish.
Right? No, you have to work for it. Talk to your supporters, whether that's your kids, your fiance, and let them know, hey, this next month, this next 2-3 months is going to look nuts. Okay? I'm going to need you to help with the dishes. I'm going to need your help with cooking. I'm going to need your help with laundry. I'm going to be in my office a little bit more than normal. I'm going to be on my phone. I'm going to ignore you, whatever. But tell them why. Get them involved. The last 5 days of the month, I took my fiance's account double. Guess what? I did not cook once. I did not clean once. I did not do laundry once. Matthew brought me 3 meals a day. I did not talk to him. I did not do anything, and he was okay because he knew what was going on. Now, if I did not tell him that we were working on promotion, he would be like, what the heck is, like, what are you doing? Like, hello, I exist. But let them know what's going on. And they're going to love you and support you and help you. And you guys, I love that you said, if you said to someone, hey, come to my house, you're going to have to do this, 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 and this, I'm going to give you this, you would do it. It's the same thing. If your boss right now, if you work a 9-to-5, if your boss said, hey, I'm going to need you to come in 1 hour early and stay 2 hours late this whole entire month, and then come in for 3 hours on Saturday and Sunday, and then I'll give you a $15,000 bonus, all of y'all would do it with not even thinking. Every single one of you would be like, yep, I'll be there 2 hours early. I'll stay 3 hours late, $15,000 bonus, count me in. So why won't you do that for yourself? Why won't you do that for your family? You guys, it does not take 3, 4, 5 hours a day if you're being smart. Sitting scrolling on Facebook and scrolling TikTok is not going to get you to double diamond. But if you're intentional with your time, give yourself those extra hours. Pretend that your boss said, hey, I need you to do this an hour before work and this 2 hours before bed. You'll get a $15,000 bonus. You would do it in a heartbeat. So do it for yourself.
And you guys, really quick, if you don't have the support, you know what the sweetest feeling has been for me is proving every single person wrong in my family and my fiance's family, old friends, everyone on Facebook, proving them wrong. you don't need the help. It's sweet and that's nice, but there are women on my team who are leaving abusive relationships, whose husbands are up and leaving their children, and they do it all alone, and they do it because they don't have a choice. And guess what? If it takes a little bit of time away from your kids for this month, you're going to forever bless them. They're going to remember that mommy did everything she could and changed their lives forever, not these nights right now. And you know what? All the people that doubted you and are rude to you are going to be the first people to come to you and say, how'd you do it? So even if you don't have that help, if you do, absolutely communicate to them. I told my fiance, like, peace out. You're not going to see me, but I'm going to change our lives and we'll have freedom. He's like, do what you got to do. There are too many of us doing it out here that don't have the help and support. Again, God doesn't pick one over the other. If you haven't been to conference yet, you're going to go to conference. And I'm just one story in this company. If something I said has touched you, then that's amazing. But I'm one. There are so many people that come from far worse situations and they did it. So you don't need the help. You can do it.
Oh my gosh, I love that. It's just a decision, guys. That's all it is. You just need to decide that you're worth more than the life you have. That all you have to do is put a little effort in every single day. Do a little bit more today than you did yesterday. Do a little bit more tomorrow than you did today. And make yourself proud. At the end of the day, you do this for you. Don't do this to prove to your mom that you're worthy. Don't do this to prove to your boyfriend that you can make money too. Don't do this for anyone but you. Do it to prove yourself that you are good enough. Because a lot of times as women, we hear that we're not. Okay? You are. You are worthy of so much more. So the last thing that I want to finish with is I want you to tell me what it was like the biggest aha moment that you remember in your time with the company that you're like, that changed my life. What was it?
That all the time that I was struggling before I had a choice. And that was a really tough pill to swallow, but it's what makes me connect to someone else, and why I don't take no for an answer is that I think I have a sob story, you guys. I had every reason to blame life for everything, and I did for a little while. Chemo sucked, life sucked, but ultimately this has proven to me that all along we have a choice. And that doesn't mean that like you weren't handed really bad things, but it is a choice. Like that's proven. I wouldn't have been able to crawl out of that if it wasn't a choice. And when you realize that it's a choice, that's what like blew my mind. And that was a tough pill to swallow because I had to stop being the victim. And I had every like general person's right to feel a victim. And when I stopped being a victim to my cards, like, and you know, I did a post the other day and I said, at what point do we realize we can fold? You know what I mean? Like we were handed bad cards, fold, new game. Like you can let go of that. You can let go and you can move forward. And that was a big aha moment for me because I was like, ooh, we sat in that struggle for a long time. And if I would have started this then, which you can't hold a grudge on that either, but it is a big aha moment.
Oh my gosh, that just gave me goosebumps. You guys, I think it was Pam, but I don't know who it was. Someone said, if you're not changing it, you are choosing it.
Yeah.
So are you changing your situation or are you choosing it? Make a choice. What are you doing? Today is day 2 of the month. People could join tomorrow and go double diamond this month. It's been done before. There's nothing special about them. They just decided to work for it. What are you deciding? What are you ready to work for? And if you don't know how to do it, it's okay. Reach up to someone and say, hey, this is my goal. I don't know how the heck I don't know how it's going to get done, but I'm going to get it done. Can you help? There's not a single upline, I hope, that would say, I don't know what to tell you. Like, have a nice day. No, you're going to get it done. Your upline's going to help you make a goal and then commit to yourself these next 28 or 29 days that you're going to do everything in your power to get that goal done. It's going to scare the crap out of you. You're going to look at that goal and say, how the heck am I going to find these distributors? How the heck are we going to get XYZ in sales? But guess what? If you do everything you can, it'll get done. If you work like it depends on you and pray like it depends on God, no chance that it won't happen. It's going to come together if you decide that it will. So that's all we have. Oh my gosh, this was just like the greatest Zoom ever. You guys put some sort of love, some sort of thank you for Ricky in the chat if you learned anything at all, which if you didn't, you're lying. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording. I will put this up on my YouTube tonight. But thank you all so much for hopping on. I hope this was as helpful for you as it was for me.